The most important things that you need to consider before investing in a stock fund are going to be covered in this video. So maybe you've been looking at stock funds in Hargreaves Lansdown, Vanguard, or even Fidelity, and you're actually not sure which is the best one. They all promise to give you an amazing experience and superior investing returns, but how do you actually know which one is going to be the best? In this video, we're going to cover all the reasons and factors that make a good stock fund, so make sure you stick around to the end so you can see exactly what they are. Hi guys, I'm Jay Campbell. Welcome to Maximise Your Money, where we talk about how to make, manage and multiply your money from a UK perspective. We cover topics on stock markets and cryptocurrency, so if you like the sound of how to maximise your money, then make sure you go ahead, subscribe to the channel. And quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor and nothing in this video is financial investment advice. It's purely from my own experience, all of my research. We're going to cover exactly brief explanation on what a stock fund is, the different types of ways that you can have a stock fund, and most importantly, the different types of stock funds there are, so you can really make the most informed decisions when you're looking around on these different brokerage platforms, like we mentioned, Vanguard, Fidelity, Hargreaves Lansdown, for example. Now, when you're looking at stock funds, you will notice a couple of things. Rather than just having one stock in them, they're going to have literally hundreds, if not thousands of different stocks. And just to explain exactly why that potentially is a really good thing, is that when you're investing in just one stock, that is potentially really risky, because that one stock does have the potential to do really, really well. For example, if you were an early investor in Tesla or Amazon, you would have potentially done really, really well. On the other hand, if that stock does really poorly over the long term, then all your hard-earned capital can actually go away with that one stock. So when you have a stock fund, it's a great way to just have lots of different stocks. If one stock does bad, it doesn't really matter that much because you've got all these others to make up for it. So it's really important that you actually know the different ways that you can invest into a stock fund. And here in the UK, there are a couple of ways that you can do that. The first way, and perhaps the most popular way, is via something called a UK stocks and shares ISA. Personally, this is my favourite way to invest in stock funds, because with the UK stocks and share ISA, like I talk about in this video up here, why I'm investing £20,000 in 2021, it really is great for being able to take advantage of tax. So what I mean by that is when you have a UK stocks and share ISA, fortunately you don't actually have to pay tax on the profits that you make in that account. So you get up to £20,000 each year at this time, and with all the money that you make, you know, it's completely yours to keep. You can do whatever you want with it, and you're not going to have to worry about paying the tax man even more money from your hard-earned money. So that's the bonus of the UK stocks and shares ISA. The second way that's really popular is also something called a GIA, and a GIA is short for a general investment account. So the positive of a GIA is that actually you will be able to invest an unlimited amount of money each year. So it doesn't get capped at £20,000, for example, in your UK stocks and shares ISA, and that's obviously a good thing because you can just invest more money. The downside, however, is that you are going to have to pay capital gains tax potentially on your profits, and also income tax as well. So that is really the drawback of a GIA. I mean, your hard-earned profits are very much likely to have some kind of money taken away from it in the form of taxes, and you know, who likes that at the end of the day? But if you've got extra money around after your £20,000, GIA is a great option. But for those of you that don't, then a UK stocks and shares ISA might be your best bet for sure. Now, the last way is something called a SIPP. It's basically a pension plan, and that is something that I'm not going to go into too much detail for. It's mainly for those that are looking towards saving for retirement. If you would like to have a video on understanding more about SIPPs, then do let me know in the comments. I have looked at the analytics for the channel, and most of my audience are not close to retirement age, to be fair with you. So if I find out that there are lots of people that are interested in that, then I would definitely make a video on that, so do let me know. And we'll go on to our second point then, of just understanding when we're looking at stock funds, which are the best ways to actually go for them. So one thing that we can say for sure is that when you're looking at stock funds, you will notice that some companies will have passive funds, and then on the other hand, some companies will have active funds. And maybe you've seen this and know what I'm talking about, and this is really important because there are some really big differences between the two. So active funds have a fund manager working behind the scenes to go ahead and select the absolute best stocks for that portfolio. The goal of an active fund is for that fund manager to pick the stocks that are going to perform best and ideally outperform the market, so get superior returns than what would normally be expected. On the other hand, you have passive funds where rather than somebody actively going behind the scenes and selecting different stocks, you would literally just track an index. So for example, stay with me here if this is new to you, there's something called the S&P 500, and this is just an index that tracks America's largest 500 companies by market cap. So if you can just imagine, rather than you having a fund manager pick out all these different stocks from all over the globe, instead this S&P 500 index fund will literally just pick 500 of US's biggest companies and have them in the fund. And literally all that will happen in that fund is that you will get the average return of those 500 companies, and because of the fact there's no one actively managing over it, the fees are much, much lower. And this is really important because actually these fees can make a big difference in the amount of money that you receive after your investing journey. To understand this further, we have to look at a concept called after expense returns. So when you have an active fund, you might have active funds charging you anywhere from like 1% a year to 3% a year on the really extreme end. And really that's very important to know, because when you have a fund, for example, charging you 3% a year in expenses, then let's just say you have a passive fund that gets a 10% a year return, and then you have an active fund that also has a 10% a year return. The fund that has a 3% expense fee, then that's going to actually be taken off the performance of the fund. So rather than you having a 10% return, because the active manager has now taken 3% for their work, you're going to be left with an after expense return of only 7%. So it can literally equate to tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of pounds over the actual duration of an investing lifetime. So keep that in mind. The goal is, of course, to try and go for an expense rate that is as low as possible. You will find that with passive funds. And finally, the last thing that you should do before investing in stock funds is to read something called the key information document. So for example, like when you're investing in Vanguard, you'll be able to see that they have something called a key information document, or KID for short. And that is going to just give you a really nice summary of exactly what the fund includes. You should always do your research when investing in anything, because that way you will be able to make informed decisions and really know if this investment vehicle is going to meet your criteria. So guys, always do your research, learn as much as you can about investing so you can try and make successful decisions, and that's exactly what you're doing right now. If you love this video, please go ahead, subscribe to the channel if you're brand new here, and also give this video a thumbs up because it really helps other people see this video as well. It helps YouTube know that this is a valuable piece of content. And of course, I have plenty more videos that are going to come out every single Friday on how to make, manage and multiply your money. So with that being said, that is everything for this video. I've got 2 actual more videos on the screen here, which will show you more about the stock market investing. If you're interested, do go ahead and watch those to educate yourself further. And that is everything from me. Hope you have an amazing rest of the evening. Drop us a comment with your thoughts on the video, and I'll see you in the next one.